Good day, YouTube. Alan here with what was going on this weekend. Not a whole hell of a lot. I'll pan you over real quick, show you the daily driver still in the shop. I couldn't get that one line to bleed. Gonna need an ABS junction box down there, modulator, valve, whatever you want to call it. Pricey little part, don't have the money for. So unfortunately the truck's gonna sit there until I get the money until I get it there. So therefore, Tetanus Rat never made it in here to mock up, and I've got someone else looking for some work to get done on their truck in the interim of things. So hopefully we can get that situated here right off quick. Maybe we'll get that stimulus check and be able to get the modulator valve into the truck and out the door next weekend. Other than that, transmission, we're still looking for a parts transmission, get a couple of the hard parts out of it. You know, I got bad drum in it. Maybe someone in one of my Facebook groups will donate a part to me or find transmission for, you know, a decent price and send me the pieces that I need to get that transmission done. Other than that, the bell housing is welded in there. I did get a parts cleaner in front of the truck assembled yesterday and filled. Unfortunately, I didn't get enough parts fluid to actually let it operate. So I can wash all the parts and get it clean. You know, transmission, you want nice clean parts. You don't want to put parts together dirty with metal shavings in there. So yeah, I got to clean it up. I don't want to put a ton of money into rebuilding it and only to have it blow a mile down the road. So what in store for today, got some brand new wire loom I've got in. I don't know if I've got all that I need. It was just an assortment size that I bought. We'll see where that takes. We've got a waterproof fuse and relay box that we'll wire everything into. The plans are on lt1swap.com if you care to look it up. There's some pins and terminals. Other than that, we've got the two ECUs. This is the 5.3, the 01 1500 Silverado, and this is the 6.0 59 PCM out of the 07 2500 series, the two-wheel drive, the transmission donor that I got in the 6.0. So yeah, one of the motors is gonna go help pay for the deal. What I did find out, don't waste your money on a cheap Android tablet if you're gonna go the LS Droid route to delete your Vats. This, money wasted. It doesn't read the PCM. Slightly cheaper and supported through Peter Sontag and the Facebook group. Recommended. I have been able to read each of these on here. They're in transition into phasing in a new version of LS Droid. I'll show you what we can do so far. We'll just pick one of these and we'll hook it up, and I'll show you how it's read on here, and then it's just a matter of getting it from here to my laptop with Tuner Pro, and we can remove those Vats, take it back to here, and then back onto here, and those Vats will be removed. Total, basically, I paid 50 bucks for an Android device. You probably have a phone that might support it. Therefore, you don't need this. You can use your phone if you have that. You know, other than that, you need this OBD Link LX, which I've showed you previously. Your blue connector and a couple of toggle switches. Toggle switches just not a necessity, but it makes it easier. Acts more like a key switch. You go to you have constant 12-volt power, and then you have your key power, and then your key on power. So that's what that does. We'll plug this in, throw it into the, it don't matter. We'll plug it into the 6.0. And what I have found with the one of my issues that I was having is I can't get this nut tight enough. There's just enough wiggle and play in there to keep it from reading the ECU. So give it a couple of little turns in there, and you can see there's still just a little wiggle room in there, even with that tight. You don't want to go too tight and strip the damn thing out. Now I do have it, my 12 volt plugged in. This is in here, and it can take 11 to 12 minutes to read the PCM. What I've found, rather than dealing with that, hey, I just throw a zip tie on there. It'll act like my hand's holding it the whole time. So if you've run into issues with it, sometimes it'll read, sometimes it won't. Well, here's your cheap and easy fix. Take a rope, whatever you got. Just throw a little pressure on there, zip it up, we'll power on. Then we'll come out here, we'll load this up. Okay, we got LS Droid beta version on here, and this is what you get. Before, all I had was a blank screen on here with that cheap China crap. And you would just swipe this over. It says read PCM. Click onto that. I'd select the 9907 P01 to P59. And my Bluetooth, we'd select the OBD2 link, the green, to communicate with that. And it comes up, this experimental software. You continue. And it starts, read PCM is what we want to do. It pulled up the number here. And now it's doing its thing. Read PCM read status. Please wait, this will take about 22 minutes. It took about 16 last time, so we're not going to bore you with this, but it will read. This is as far as I've gotten. It's a huge leap over this other one that I fought tooth and nail, and probably part of it was this loose blue connector being loose. Sometimes it would work, sometimes it wouldn't, and kept me chasing my tail in circles. Now, as you can obviously, we've got it narrowed down. So this can read it, save it into a file. This file then goes to Tuner Pro on your computer, where you can open it up, remove your Vats, save that file, load it back onto LS Droid here, and then load it back to your computer with Vats deleted, and your engine should start on your stand or your project truck, whatever. And you can use Tuner Pro to, add your cams, do your cam swaps and all your tuning there, delete stuff. So we'll have more on that when it comes, but for today I figured I'd take the 07 harness and start stripping it down. I'm still not sure which harness we're going to use. Like I said, we do have some new harness, loom, and a watertight fuse box and relays. We will get into wiring that, but I'm not sure which, if it's pedal, drive-by pedal or drive-by wire, which one we're going to use, which engine runs better. The 6.0 is really coated in a heavy coat of oil, so she probably got a pretty bad oil leak somewhere. We will tear it down, get the cam in there down the road. All with time and money, obviously, and we want to fire up the 5.3 and see where that goes to. So, and we're only 12%. Like I said, it's 22 minutes is still what it's saying. So this is what you want to look at if you're looking at getting your LS Vats deleted on the cheap. And the LS Droid is changing. Right now I can't seem to find the files once it reads it, and that's part of the programming where I'm in between with them updating this version. This is version 2.2. 2.1 is working to a degree, depends on your device. They do have, not the OBD, this green one. If you go to their website, they'll sell you a VT Pro, I believe they call it now. for the same money. It's a much faster read. You know, if you're gonna get it, you might as well get the faster read, and it does more models other than GMC. So something to look into, guys. We'll let this do its thing, and we'll pull this other the 07 harness up here, and we'll start removing wires out of it and prepping it for just like we did the other one. And at that point, we'll just try to make a decision down the road what's going on. And if I get parts for the transmission, we'll get it washed up and hopefully start rebuilding on that. Like I said, got to find some parts. I'm scouring Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist and trying to find one somewhere. Just eBay has used transmissions on there for about $650. It's a lot cheaper than $1,000 for me to rebuild it. $650 still seems a bit steep, even though if I just buy the parts off the guy for this one, without the hard parts, the 2 drums that I need, you know, I'm about half the money. So yeah, even if you get a used transmission, you're going to want to replace the frictions while you got it out. So, you know, you're going to spend a little money in there somewhere. I'm just trying to be as frugal as I possibly can and get it for what I can. In the long run, maybe we'll end up dotying out the money if the money's there. Other than that, I did get a cheap plasma cutter. It looks like I might have gotten burned on. I was hoping to cut some metal with it. Might just be an air pressure issue. Is what I'm leaning towards right now, as far as the plasma cutter goes. It doesn't seem to get very much of a spark, but the light doesn't come on either, saying it's on there. So got to play around with that a little more before I say I got totally burned with it. But it's one of those cheap China things, probably just like this tablet. Cheap China things. Sometimes you get what you pay for. Yeah, we're still at 31% with this, so we'll cut you off. We'll get that next harness laid out. Maybe we'll get some more footage in here stripping down that other harness. So hang tight. All right, YouTube. Busted out this harness here. Just wanted to show you, sometimes you get a good deal online and they're going to do all the work. What'd I say? I paid for that 6.0. I wanted the transmission, and the transmission was fried, but at least I got the housing. You know, 1 step forward, 3 steps back. I got to run an engine of it. He sent me a video of the engine running before. I agreed to it, you know. So basically, for $300, I got the engine and the trans. I'm gonna have to sink some money into. But he did. I had no control over it. He ended up hacking harness. This is the battery, not a big deal. That can come right out of there. But unfortunately, the wires that run down alongside it, down to the starter and oil level, those wires got hacked. So that's a repair to be done. The ones that go into there, I don't believe I need these ones. I do need, this is drive-by wire, so the fuel pedal harness should be, hopefully is in here somewhere, because I've got the pedal. I don't have the little bit of harness that goes from the pedal out to the connection here somewhere, so I do have to look into that. I don't believe I need it to strip into the harness according to the pinouts. I do have to do something different so it does recognize it's there. With the blue greens, I believe that's taken care of with just these. So here it is. Here's another harness, not sure what it is, been hacked. Oh, that's that one that was hacked. Another one here, there's a nice trunk of wires right there that's been hacked. Yeah, and obviously the lights, that's another harness in and of itself. Really didn't need the light harness at all, but you know, sometimes, and we'll get this box apart here, and everything should be in there. Fuse box, I already got one of these from the 5.3, so really don't need this one at all. Pull it apart. Looks like this one might have a mouse nest in it too. The 5.3 had an awful rat's nest underneath. Yeah, we'll get this apart, whittled down a little bit. This still reading here. Does it give me a time countdown? No, it's still, it says 22 minutes, but it took like 16. We're still reading the PCM, so we'll get back to you when this finishes up. We'll show you that, how it's working so far. Hopefully, when we get the rest of the program together, we'll be able to show you that, obviously. But for now, we're going to keep plugging away on this, get it stripped down, see what repairs we need to do, and strip it out. So we'll see you back in a minute. Okay, just a quick thing on this fuse box assembly. If you got one in your firewall, I got the base of it off here. Didn't need to get that, but once you get that there, you can. There's two tabs here in the front. The whole thing lifts right up out, and there is a little bit of a mouse nest in there. But now you can get access to your wire harnesses here, and pull them off from the fuse panel, and then you can separate it out and determine which harnesses you need, which ones you don't. So that's the next step, thinning it out. Thanks, guys. All right, guys, we're back again. Save file as. So we've got a successful read, and you know, we got Vats on there, so I would just say this is the 6.0, so I'll name it 6.0. Vats. Yep, Vats. 6.0 Vats. Experiment. And somewheres in here at some point in time I'm going to be able to find this folder and be able to send it back and forth between my computer, which should be the easy part. Unfortunately, like I said, the program right now, it's storing it, but just where we haven't a clue. It's supposed to, when you download your LS Droid, it's supposed to put a folder for your files and data in there somewheres, and with this new device there's absolutely nothing that I've found so far. But once I figure that out, so we'll just hit save. Your file has been to LS Droid file read, file saved as 6.0 experiment bin. Temporary storage file Android read text will not be removed from this device in the version which will be overwritten each time the PCM is read. Name of read file has been added to PCM read list, which is the portion that they're working on right now. They did have an older version where you were able to, all this was already working. There was a way to open up the Vats and all that. They decided they needed something a little quicker, a little easier, because people were bricking their ECMs. So a little patience here. We'll work through this. We'll get it. And as soon as I get it, you'll get it. So bear with me. We'll get back to this harness and get something done here. So we'll just hit OK on that, and we're going to close out a LS Droid. It's saved and done. I can't find it. This is Amazon Fire tablet. You get a bigger one, but you got to have Android 6 or better, higher. And with the bench harness, it's got to be your minimum voltage, 12.2 over 1.2 amperage or 1 amp. So yeah, you'll get that. Enough of that. We'll get back to this harness real quick. 7mm nut in the back here, and take the screws out. The one we're after here is this middle one. The rest of these you don't need. There's green and red in there. and we don't need those. But we can loosen them up, get them out. A little 7mm. Same with the ECU. 7mm holds it in there. And you should just pull right out. There's probably a little in there from all the fuses on the other side holding it in. They just fell out of the 5.3. Now you can go through and pull all your fuses and all that out. Some people will reuse. If you don't want to strip out the harness, it's not necessary. You can reuse this entire deal. I don't know why you would, because it's ugly as shit, and get a nice clean version by cleaning out the harness, eliminating what you don't need, and a simple waterproof 4 relay and 6 fuses will work just fine for all you need to do. See if we can't help it out here. Anyways, we'll work on this, get it stripped down. I ain't gonna show you footage, all that. You can do that. You'll figure it out. And just, quick tip. Something I learned not too long ago. If this is the cloth black electrical tape, forget what they call it. You can get that, but like most tape, it will dry out and not work as it should. So it's best when you store your tapes, put them in a large Ziploc bag so they don't dry out. Probably more so with your masking tapes and paint tapes like that. You know, if you pull it off there and it's really dry and you get like a half a roll half a peel kind of thing, yeah. Put it in a storage bag here so eliminate some of the air out of there, and it'll keep it from drying out, and that'll help fix that issue. So stay tuned. We'll try to get you a little more footage of this once I get it laid out, mocked up where everything goes. I did find another piece of harness here. I'm not sure. I'm believing this might be a piece of the transmission harness that got hacked in there. That just pulled free, other than the front half. And what else is in here? I know this little section here is gone. That's all the lights. So yeah, stay tuned. We'll be back.